And we're there, and we reach this woman on the street. And I freeze. I do not connect with that spirit flowing through me, telling me what to do, leading me at every moment. If you're going to leap, leap cheerfully, Kierkegaard says. If there's that treasure sitting out on that frozen ice and you decide that that treasure is worth your life, step out onto that ice. And I say, my brother, leap cheerfully. Do not step out into that abyss half-heartedly, for then you will only panic and drown. I stood in front of this woman, and it was real, and I froze. I froze. I felt the first inclination was to get down and to touch her, but then I froze. For many reasons I won't get into, but Courtney was the first to drop to her knees, putting her arm on this woman, and I dropped down too, freezing, all my fears coming into fruition. Editing, allowing my mind to let visions kill my dreams. Allowing my mind to let visions kill my dreams. Taking my life as a spectator sport and not flowing with it. This is my voice. Alex does not compose. He allows the music and the muse to flow and to speak through him. He does not compose. He listens. He listens, and then he writes that, and that is the easiest job in the world. But how many I myself doubt my voice. I myself doubt my medicine. But that is what I have to give to the world. And do I contradict myself? Do I contradict myself? Emerson says, I should. Emerson says, if I don't, then I am dull. Why? Because anyone who would keep the same ideas now that they would 10 months from now, years from now, has never grown. We grow from failure. We grow from putting ourselves out there and from falling, from not hitting the mark, but from missing the mark. From our sins, we become saints. From our sins, we become saints. To be called and to answer without hesitation is the wisdom of every Buddha. To hear that voice and to accept it, and not to edit it, not to push it away, but to accept it, to invite it in, and to love it as your own, to love it as God's voice speaking through you. This is higher intelligence. God, Howard Wells says, is higher intelligence. To not listen is the largest tragedy of a human life. To not listen, that is missing the mark. That is the greatest mistake that we could ever make. I stand in front of this woman and I freeze. I freeze. Healers are not born immediately. We do not learn only through our success. We learn most through our failure. I did not think to myself. I did not think. My awareness was not there. And of course, driving away, Courtney says, it was not our responsibility. Give them the dignity of their own suffering. Give them the dignity of their own suffering. And Alex says, it was my imposition just to jump in at the first point. That they had an impossible wall up, but I know that's not true. I know there is a key to every lock. There is a key to every lock. No situation is impossible. Nothing is unredeemable. And I do not guilt myself. I do not feel ashamed for not helping her. I only wish to know how I could have helped. I only wish to know what I could have done. How I could learn. For there is no failure in an education. There is no failure but in not trying again. There is no failure in falling, only in not getting back up. And I do not serve the world by playing small. Marianne Williamson says, I do not serve the world by playing small. And I play small by not listening. to be called and to answer without hesitation is the wisdom of every Buddha. Life is not a spectator sport. I cannot allow my mind to let visions kill my dreams. To allow things to grow so large and so unmanageable, so unregulated in my mind that I cannot step forward through them. That I cannot allow one taste to touch my lips and be sufficed, that it needs to be larger, that I need the conclusion, that I need the end and the guarantee before I move forward and step into my truth and into my authenticity. Because I know one thing, that a victim cannot succeed. I know one thing, that a victim who says, "Oh, there was nothing I can do," will be a victim always. And that to succeed, we must first and foremost take charge of our lives. And we must first and foremost recognize our own resourcefulness, even in the depths of our greatest despairs. Even in the depths of our greatest despairs, because I'll tell you, there are many men and women before me. Many animals who fight in the rings for death and for glory, who have stepped through the largest, most insurmountable to the mind, most insurmountable to the spirit, most insurmountable odds, that they have stepped through and succeeded despite, or to spite, not as victims, but as victorious. And to be victorious, we must recognize our resources. I could have stopped and sat and looked that woman in the face and said, "Yes, you are a victim. Yes, you are hopeless. Yes, you are worthless. And the world will always continue to push you down. The world will always continue to steal from you. Because you are black. You are Muslim, you are Jewish, and you are small. You are a mite on this earth. That's right. Sit in the street and pity yourself and allow the world to pity yourself." And hopefully she would get angry. Hopefully she would look at me with spite and hate in her eyes and realize that she can act and that she can move and that she can get out of the street, because that is what I do. That is my life's mission. To see poor souls sitting on the street helplessly, and to show them how they can find their own strength to get off the street. To show them how they can find their power to save themselves. To not allow themselves to be sabotaged by their own self-hatred, by their own pity, by their own defeat. Because we are only defeated when we allow ourselves to be. We are only defeated when we fall down and we stay down. Taurus and the bull. Taurus and the bull. My greatest experience of triumph was watching a bullfight. Watching not just one, but countless bulls stabbed and prodded, but getting up and continuing to fight. Never seceding their life. Never sacrificing themselves, but continuing to get up, bloodied and mutilated. They fought until they fell over dead. They fought until they fell over dead. To be called and to answer without hesitation is the wisdom of every Buddha. They ran down that final scepter to the end of their life, and they did not hesitate. When their muscles failed them, they continued to stand and to thrust their tusks through the air to gore whatever adversary came their way, and they did not succeed, but they did not give up. And in my mind, that is the greatest victory. In my mind, that is the triumph of the human soul. In my mind, that is the only thing that we can do. Ours is only in the trying, Eliot says. The rest is not our business. And this was a long post, but it was an important one. It was an important one because it is so easy to watch Kitty Genovese being raped and murdered and to stand back and do nothing because you think others are taking care of business, to stand in a line and wait because you think just because others are doing it, it is right. Do not follow the crowd. Do not go with what is common, for that way you will never become outstanding. And I know the key to all success is recognizing our resourcefulness. How are you not recognizing yours? How are you stuck in the middle of the street whining, saying, I'm a victim in my life, negative about everything around you, spiraling deeper and darker in the cyclone of negativity? Get out of it. Get out of the street. For in that place, that is when the dark things come and eat you alive and carry you away forever. Is that what you want? You are stronger than that. You are better than that. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I am weak. I cannot rise to the challenge of my life. I cannot succeed. I am weak and I am a victim. I cannot take charge of my life. I cannot take the steps necessary to succeed. Say that to yourself in the mirror. I am stupid and I am worthless. Say that to yourself and laugh because it is not true. Laugh because you know that you are telling yourself a lie, that you know that you can. Feel that in your heart. Feel that. Take that to your heart. Life is not a spectator sport. We did not come here to watch or to listen. We came to act and to speak. To be called and to answer without hesitation is the wisdom of every Buddha. I do not compose. I listen and it flows through me. I do not edit because this is my voice. This is God speaking through me. And I will not allow my mind to let visions kill my dreams. Visions that overwhelm my dreams, that place rules and regulations on what I can and cannot do, that stifle and strangle me. Much love and many blessings.